I'm Social Security Disability Attorney Nancy Cavey, and I'm here with my dear friend Dave Fries. Dave's an estate and planning lawyer from Pennsylvania, but he's also a master of mindset and communication. Dave's going to be our special guest at our upcoming Social Security Disability Seminar, and I want Dave to talk to me about mindset. What's important about mindset and changing your practice areas?
Well, I recently gave a mastermind program where we had some of the very brightest people in the room, a number of them very nice, effective, smart, savvy marketing lawyers, trying to deliver really good value to their clients. And I broke it down there. I'll just use this as an example. Before we got to the tactics and before we got to the things that everybody wants to run out and do, I explained that I think that the mindset piece or the inner game is really important. Without it, you don't get the big leverage. If you focus on mindset and you get clear on the inner game parts that might be blocking you from really accomplishing things, then you're going to get a multiplier. When you go to do the tactical stuff, you're going to get 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times the response.
So Dave, what should the mindset be of a lawyer who's thinking about changing practice areas? They've been challenged by tort reform, their income's down, they're unhappy with practice, and they're thinking about a new practice area. What do you have to say to them?
Well, one of the first things that you want to do is go through what you want your day to look like, what you want your lifestyle to be, because if you're going to make a big change like a practice area, you're going to be building a practice and followers and clients from the start. You got to be prepared for that. You have to have the stamina, and the only way you're going to do that is if you have a natural and genuine authority. Getting up in the morning and trying to convince yourself to go get them. We can do this. When you're going out to get clients that you don't really want and that you don't really feel good about isn't going to work. So the trick is to sit down and go through a series of exercises where you decide, what's my ideal day look like? Nancy, if you're an attorney and you want to make that kind of a change in your life where you're going to change a practice area, you want to have your human biology working for you. You don't want to try tricking yourself into doing something you don't want to do. So one of the ways to accomplish that is to sit down, spend a few minutes of time deciding what do you really want your life to look like? Where are you going to live? How's your day going to go? When are you going to wake up? And then in your practice area, decide who is your ideal client? Who's got the personality? Who's going to come to you that values what you're doing in this new practice area? Of those clients, who has the ability to pay? Of those clients, those prospective clients, who of them are going to see this value and happily pay without delay? And who of that group is then going to refer you clients? When you figured out what you want your life to look like, when you figured out what you want your practice to look like, when you figured out who the clients are that you need, then the rest of the stuff is going to become clear and happen more automatically. And you're not trying to jack yourself up in the morning. You wake up with this association already in your mind between building this new practice and getting the exact kind of lifestyle that you want.
Dave, a lot of the lawyers are going to be going through a mindset shift and thinking about new practice areas, the challenges of setting up a practice, learning the law, how to set up an office, how to create a profitable practice. So as our lawyers are going to be coming to our seminar, what suggestions do you have for them to get ready for that mindset shift? What can they do now to start thinking about how to make this a successful transition to a Social Security practice?
Sure. Well, again, I want to use human biology, and up here in the noggin is a thing called the reticular activating system, or it's often abbreviated the RAS. It is the part of your brain that creates the effect you get what you look for. So when you're preparing to come to a seminar or a program like this where you're going to learn a new set of skills and you're going to start implementing them, one of the things to do is to say, what is it that I really want to get? What do I want my practice to look like? And go through that exercise again in preparation for this, because it's like this. If I say to everybody watching, don't just look around the room and notice everything that's, let's say, red. So look around the room you're in and notice everything that's red. And then if instead I ask you to close your eyes and tell me everything that's green, you're going to have a hard time because you were looking for red. That's what you've instructed your brain to look for. So you have to prepare for events like this at a inner game mindset level by getting rid of some of that trash. And when you hear yourself saying, I don't know if I have the stamina to do this, I don't know if I could do this, I don't know if I could get this done, I don't know if I could go get new clients, that's just not going to be particularly useful to you. It's hard to counteract those thoughts when they come into your mind. You want to do it. You want to be able to say stop and move on. But the better strategy is to do exercises where you're less likely to even have those thoughts coming into your mind. And using the reticular activating system is one of those ways. So,
great suggestions, Dave. I look forward to seeing you at our seminar.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm Dale Emsch. I'm a personal injury attorney from Toledo, Ohio. I've been thinking about adding Social Security disability to my practice as a way to diversify my injury practice and as a hedge against some of the things that all personal injury attorneys are seeing with tort reform and with the nonstop battles that we all have with insurance companies, and just as a way to grow my practice and business overall. I've had an opportunity to attend other Social Security disability seminars. One in particular, while I'm sure there was a lot of useful information, what I think set this seminar apart for me was that it was far more basic. I came to the seminar not having practiced Social Security disability at all, and what I learned this weekend was were the basics. A lot of the how-tos. I walked away with some practice guides, practice manuals, things that I know I'm going to be able to take back to my office and adopt as I try to build this practice. I do feel like I am on the way to being able to start taking in Social Security disability cases, in part because we did some mock hearings, and I was able to see from a practical perspective how things are done. One of the things that was helpful about this weekend was that I was able to learn what type of client that I want. It's tempting, I think, for all attorneys to look at whoever walks through the door as a potential client. What I learned over the course of this seminar was there are times when you're far better off saying no to certain clients, and that I was now able to get a sense of what type of client I'm actually looking for and why. Part of the reason why I wanted to come here for the seminar is that so much about as setting up a business and growing my practice, in addition to the basics of Social Security disability practice. We also spent a lot of time on practice building, mindset, and the marketing elements that'll actually help bring in the clients that fuel a practice. Social Security disability will open the door to a different way of practicing law for me. At least that's my goal, is that I'll be able to shape the way in which my work week looks by virtue of growing this particular part of my practice, as opposed to almost exclusively a litigation-based practice, which is what I have now. Yeah, I would very much recommend this seminar to anybody who is thinking about Social Security disability. I think you can come to the seminar, learn an awful lot about the practice, learn a lot about marketing and mindset, and then walk away with some very good ideas as you decide how you want to adapt it to your own business.
I'm Lewis Roberts. My office is in Ormond Beach, Florida, just above Daytona. I practice in Orlando area as well, so basically Central Florida. I've had an interest in Social Security disability. It comes up from time to time with bankruptcy clients that I represent. And I've learned from past experience I don't want to get trapped into just one practice area, and so I want to expand my reach in case bankruptcy goes away or another practice area goes away. I'm diversified. Much more intensive, hands-on experience, obviously personal experience with Nancy and Brian, and Scott as well helped, rather than being in a room of 50 or 200 people where you can't get a question in. How intensive it is. That's mainly the problem with most seminars, is that you get your CLE credits, but you don't really learn anything, or 2 hours later when you're back at the office, you don't remember anything, or what was in any of the materials. Yeah, I'm more than happy to get started now, whereas like I say, some of the other seminars where it's just 4 hours, that you probably come away feeling maybe worse off. Like I don't know, I have a feeling that some of those CLE moderators, they really don't want you in the practice area, because usually they're local to you, so they're not too happy to maybe be training the competition. I think it's maybe a compliment to you guys that I wouldn't recommend it to everybody. It's got to be the right person, which really wants to learn it in the right way. Somebody that wants to take it slowly and do it right. I jumped in, I shouldn't say jumped in, I fell into bankruptcy practice 5 years ago, and now I've been in it long enough during the recession where people consider me experienced, and I've seen people jump in the last 2 years where they're ruining things. You know, they'll just take on any case and just try to learn it as you go. Whereas I think somebody who takes this seminar is more interested in learning it the right way and not learning or picking up any bad habits. I like the detail. I probably said that more than once during the interview, but I like the intensive nature of it.